What's up, everybody? Today it's going to be all about eyes. I'm Dreamy Tabitha, an artist here on YouTube, and today we're going to try to draw some chibi eyes. Maybe you've been trying to wonder how can you up your game, and I'm going to show you some basic steps on how to do that. There's really like 4 steps to this. You want to do eye shape, eyelashes, the pupil, and the catch lights. So I'm going to draw 3 of the same eye shape, but show you how you can alter them just a little bit and enhance how you create your chibi eyes. Are you ready? Let's go. So here you can see really simple, just a long curve at the top and an inverted curve towards the side, another curve at the bottom, and then I'm making the iris kind of like this oval shape. In fact, it actually is an oval shape and not a good one, so that's why I have to bring out my, of course, Faber-Castell eraser, and let's just fix that. And then I'm going to do a really simple eyelash. Eyelashes are pretty important, and I'm just going to shade this in with my pencil just so that we have an idea of what it's going to look like at the end. Then I draw an oval for the pupil. Pretty simple, same shape as the iris as well. Nice and bright and open. And then I will draw a line, a curved line through the center of this. Now we're not going to keep a curved line right there per se, but I do that as an indicator to let me know where my start and stopping points will be for the highlights of the eye. So instead of putting catch lights in the eye, I'm just going to have a brighter underneath. So then I'm going to draw the exact same shape that I already did, and this time altering the eyelashes just a little bit. Got the same pupil, but now we're putting catch lights in different parts of the eye, and you can see of the different effect that this has. A small one and a big one, pretty simple. Now let's go ahead and draw that shape one more time, right? Same thing, curve, curve, here, there we go, same pupil, same iris, it's all good. We're going to add a little bit more girliness to our eyelashes. I'm going to go ahead and shade them in so we have a better understanding of what they look like. And this eye is going to get a little bit more complicated, a little more whimsical, right? So I put the catch lights in here, and then I add this like half flower shape in there, because a lot of these eyes tend to have very extreme varieties in them. Now, I did say I was going to do a few eyes, and I'm going to do this one here. It's a little bit more complicated, slightly different shape, but not much. Instead of an inverted line, it's going with the curve. And then I'm going to do like a lot of eyelashes on this one, and the iris and the pupil are going to be a slightly different shape as well. Nothing too different from what we did before, but still a different outcome and a different vibe for whatever you're going for with your character. By the way, if you haven't liked or subscribed to this video, now would be a great time. So anyway, you can see I have a really large pupil here. The iris is very small. And then I have just one catch light in there, and then a bazillion long eyelashes, a little bit fancier. So these eyes you can absolutely do. But now I'm going to take it up a notch and show you how to color them as well. I'm going to bring out my handy dandy Copic markers, and for your enjoyment, I'm going to keep it simple by using the same colors for all the eyes. Except for the last one, I'm going to go a little extreme there. But I start with my lightest color, and then I work to the darks. And you see that line that I didn't necessarily want it to be straight across, even though I kind of sort of did, but I play around with it. And the thing is, when I color, we work in layers. That's what's really important. And then when it comes to alcohol markers, which is an entirely different video, it's all about layering and saturating the paper. And that's also another completely different video. But anyway, I'd like to make sure that I have a foundation color, which is usually lighter, and that will be my blending agent. And you'll see as we go what I'm talking about. So here's a pretty basic eye, but it's really phenomenal looking. Pretty simple. With this next eye, I create a lot of like spokes around the pupil with my faintest color, then go in with slightly darker, and then on the outside I create the lines, because if we look at human eyes, they are nice and dark around the pupil, the iris. And I just do more spokes, go back and forth between my blues. And this just takes a lot of layering. Takes some time, some patience, but you're going to see that it's definitely worth it. And again, whenever maybe my dark colors are oversaturating the picture, it's doing too much, I just take my lighter color and kind of let it bleed and soften things out if the lines are too harsh. Now for funsies, I did add a different marker just so that it would be stronger in contrast and vibrance. I just want to be able to show you all the differences and the variety that you can do. But then I'm going to take my black marker and go into the pupil to finish things up so you can see what this looks like compared to the other one. Slightly more complex than the first eye, but still doable. It's really just about layering. Now in my next eye, I wanted to up the ante just one more time. So we got our blues, and now I'm introducing some whites, but we needed a medium in between, so I got myself this purple haze kind of color, a little lavender, and that will be our blend because it's a mixture of red and blue anyway. So starting off with this pink, and remember that little flower that I put in there? That's where I'm going to start. That's going to be the showpiece of this eye. And again, these anime eyes can be a little bit ridiculous, a little over the top. So what we did before with our blues, with going back and forth between lights and darks, is what we're going to do with the pinks here as well. And then with my purple, I'm going to go ahead and go around the flower and just around the pupil as well. Just kind of put it in there, create a little bit of the spokes. I like to do the spoke pattern myself personally because I find that I can blend it a lot nicer, but I throw in that purple and then I'm going to start grabbing my blues and just go around and saturate, and you'll see it kind of bleeds in, so everything's a little bit softer, not harsh lines, and continue with the patterns. But I'm going to mix it up by doing some round patterns in there as well, because I really wanted the colors to blend and merge together, and the way that we do this, again, is saturating the paint, and it's just kind of like watercolor where they bleed and flow into one another. Now I will say with this one, I decided to have a little bit of fun with it and just kind of go with the wind wherever it might take me. So you can see that I took some of the ideas from our second eye and then just kind of did whatever I felt like with this one, and just wasn't even sure if this hot mess of colors would turn into something pretty, but you'll see the end result. Now, lastly, I wanted to do something a little more over the top, so I brought in some brand new colors and got started with that right away. This eye I did a little bit differently. I worked really from one side to the other, practicing some of my colors and then putting in my highlights at the bottom, and then just kind of worked with the shadows over at the top and the side. I really wanted the highlight to be at the bottom of the eye, so you'll see that's why I focus a lot of my darker attention towards the top. And then I decided to get really ridiculous with the catch lights, just for that extra whimsy, a little bit of fun. And again, the eyelashes are really ridiculous as well. I'm sure you can buy this pack at Sephora for about $29. And here you can see what I did there, the final result. These are things that you too can achieve, and it makes all the difference in the world how you put the colors in there. We went from easy to more complicated as we went along the way. Dramatic differences, but they all pretty much started with the same foundation, so you can see, easy to do. And of course, everything makes a difference with eyebrows, but that is another video as well. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed what you've seen. Feel free to look through the rest of my videos where I talk about how to make different kinds of chibis. And of course, I've got some fun little fancy videos that just are my other creations of my own whims and desires. If you're looking for ways to support the channel, please look in the description box down below. But until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Oh, and be sure to check out my Etsy shop. New merch available. See ya!